You're no hero. You're what I always said you were. A killer.
Sure, this incarnation of the Green Arrow rips off Batman so much he might as well be running around in a black cape, but that doesn't mean we aren't treated to some solid superhero TV along the way. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 Arrow episodes.
So tell me, are you ready to die?
For this list, we're taking a look at the most action-packed episodes starring DC's bow-wielding vigilante Robin Hood, Green Arrow. Number 10, The Promise.
To taking the freighter.
To getting off this island forever.
The Shadow.
Swearing vengeance on your mortal enemy is kind of a forever thing. Oliver's once trusted comrade from the island of Beyond You showed up in a most uninviting way during this episode.
Slade. What do you want?
Slade comes to Starling City to remind Queen of the promise he made 5 years ago, and makes efforts to terrorize the vigilante in his own home by earning the favor of his family.
What are you doing here?
Mr. Wilson just made a sizable contribution to my campaign.
How generous of him.
Slade's decline into insanity is portrayed brilliantly throughout the flashbacks, and set the precedence of what would be one of the show's most fearsome villains. Number 9, The Climb.
Return to Starling City. Be merciless. Teach Oliver Queen we only ask but once.
In a battle to the death against the Demon's Head, it would be wise to take two swords. When faced with the untimely choice to save Starling City from the wrath of the League of Assassins, Oliver picks trial by duel in penance for not retrieving the former League member Sarah Lance's killer.
I should have Sarah cleave your head from your shoulders. Not for killing my daughter's beloved, but for thinking me a fool.
By League law, I have the right to challenge you to a trial by combat.
The final fight scene between Queen and Roz easily goes down as one of the show's most impressive. While audiences were forced to watch the series' hero become vastly outmatched, that fateful conclusion also brought viewers to the edge of their seats. Number 8, Unthinkable.
What does she look like in your madness, Slade? What does she say to you? I remember her being beautiful, young, kind. And she would be horrified by what you've done in her name.
It all ends here. While fighting an internal battle over his own morality and the all-out war Slade has waged against his city, Oliver finally decides to bring the villain's reign of terror to a close. The bar was most certainly raised in the epic conclusion to Season 2, which featured not only the main players of Team Arrow, but the League of Assassins as well.
You must have quite a bit of faith in this cure, if you've come alone.
We didn't come alone.
The final fight scene between Oliver and Slade made sure there was no shortage of jaw-dropping stunts and emotional tension.
The end is near, but maybe I'll be merciful enough to let you live and see your city burn!
Number 7, Deathstroke.
Halloween was 6 months ago, asshat. Now get off the road or get put down. You hear me?
Upon transforming into the masked menace known as Deathstroke and wreaking havoc on Queen City, Slade's final goal was to dismantle the hero's life from the inside out.
Help! Help! Somebody help me, please! He's stuck.
The villain's aptitude for mental warfare was ever present in this episode, keeping Oliver second-guessing his own every move.
Go!
Oliver, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine, but Thea's not here.
You did it.
Did what?
Thea's fine. She's fine. She walked into the precinct 5 minutes ago. Safe and sound.
Stripping the hero of his strongest support system was only the tip of the iceberg for what Deathstroke was truly capable of, and illustrated an opponent that could beat our hero on all fronts.
You sure you want me to go?
Are you angry? Use that rage.
Well, you're just always telling me to hold back.
Not tonight.
Number 6, Vertigo.
Who supplies you with vertigo? Tell me now and you live.
Please! He'll kill me!
Whoever you fear, fear me more.
This is your brain on drugs. Now, this is your brain on Vertigo. The introduction of this elusive hallucinogenic drug introduced us to a more darker and grounded version of Starling City. Without sounding too much like a public service announcement, this episode was able to address issues concerning drug dealing and addiction, a topic not often discussed in a comic book television show.
Listen, Oliver, maybe you need to give it a few hours. A near drug overdose isn't something you just walk away from.
This episode also took one of DC Comics' classic villains and not only modernized him, but made him absolutely terrifying and original to boot.
Good wine's value is measured by its vintage, the number of years it took to ferment. Vertigo is measured in lives.
Number 5, The Odyssey.
Do you know anything about the undertaking? I said don't move!
I'm a mother. I have a son, Oliver. Daughter. Her name is Thea. She's just a teenager. Please don't take me from my children.
So just how did Oliver become his alter ego, the Hood? While this episode may not completely answer that question, it takes the first steps into chronicling Oliver's transformation into the crime fighter he's known as today.
I can't leave Yao Fei here to die. I won't.
The plane leaves in 3 hours. If you and your friend are not on it, I am going to leave without you.
With our hero indisposed for the majority of the episode, the present-day timeline took a backseat to Oliver's flashbacks on the island.
Island Tower, Skyhawk 801 Foxtrot, acknowledged. Skyhawk 801 Foxtrot, acknowledged.
Of all creatures that breathe and move upon the earth.
Finally discarding the pampered Playboy trope audiences couldn't wait for him to outgrow, Oliver begins his journey as a survivor.
It'll be up to you to take him out. Up close and personal. Are you ready for that?
Do you think I'm ready?
Number 4, The Brave and the Bold. Who isn't a sucker for a sweet superhero team-up? Starling City is introduced to the fastest man alive when the villain Captain Boomerang begins to tear things up. With The Flash already underway in his own Smash series on the CW, fans of both shows couldn't wait for the DC heroes to cross over in more than just a brief cameo.
You wouldn't have survived, much less come out the other end a hero. Somebody who wants to do good, if you didn't have a light inside of you.
The tones of both The Flash and Arrow blended seamlessly, and every stunt and special effect was bolstered in order to support the inclusion of the Scarlet Speedster. Icing on the cake, actor Nick E. Tarabay's performance as the iconic Flash villain's live-action debut was friggin' awesome.
5 bombs planted throughout Sterling. Now, you can stop me, or you can stop the bombs. But you can't do both.
Number 3, 3 Ghosts.
Let go, Oliver. Don't fight anymore.
There comes a time when we must all confront the skeletons in our closet, and let's just say that Oliver has a lot of skeletons.
What's the matter, kid? You look like you've seen a ghost.
After losing a fight to the Acolyte, the Arrow is drugged with a hallucinogen and forced to confront the 3 ghosts from his past. Aside from being one of the most cerebral episodes in the series, it was also one of the most emotional, specifically because of the cameo of his late friend Tommy.
Tommy, you're not gonna die down here. Tommy, I'm sorry. I let you die. You didn't let me die, Ollie. You fought to save me. Because that's what you do. What you have always done. You fight to survive.
Drowned in guilt and regret, viewers watch as Oliver finds purpose in what it means to be Starling City's hero.
Time to choose, Oliver. Who lives and who dies? But pick quickly, because in 30 seconds, I will shoot them both.
Number 2, City of Blood.
Sorry, Peter, I didn't know.
I've always said the essence of heroism is to die so that others can live. I held on to that. It's the only thing that gave me hope. So I'll go. I mean, I may not be saving millions of lives, but I'll be saving yours.
Through tragedy comes triumph. In the depths of sorrow and self-pity following the murder of his mother, Oliver considers submitting to Slade in order to prevent more needless bloodshed.
I'm sure you have quite a lot of business to attend to. You are the man now, after all. So get to work.
Felicity and Diggle are only able to talk sense into Queen moments before Slade is able to commence his carnage on the city with his Mirakuru soldiers.
Tonight we rise up as one and take back this city.
I have eyes on Blood's army.
With the odds heavily stacked against Oliver, Team Arrow steps up their game in order to fill in the gaps for their MIA vigilante.
I'm coming too.
No, you're not.
Felicity can give me a radio. I'll just be your eyes and your ears. I'll stay out of your way, I promise.
Before we unveil our pick for top Arrow episode, here are a few honorable mentions.
To live, I had to make myself more than what I was. To forge myself into a weapon. I am returning. Not the boy who was shipwrecked, but the man who will bring justice to those who have poisoned my city. My name is Oliver Queen.
I'm Barry Allen. I'm from the Central City Police Department. I'm with the Crime Scene Investigation Unit. We're working on a case with some similar unexplained elements in Central City. So when the report of your robbery came over the wire, my captain sent me up here.
It looks like we got the one rent-a-cop with a brain here. If there's a camera nearby, I recommend hiding.
Look there. You gotta send some officers here.
Sterling's finest will be there any minute. You need to get out of there now.
We're not leaving without the file. Laurel.
I can't find it.
Disobeying orders, John. Behind you. Let's do Yomi, Junior.
Number 1. Sacrifice. What are you willing to give up in order to save the ones you care for? Oliver is forced to lay it all on the line when Malcolm Merlyn plans to enact his grandiose scheme to destroy the city's slum district, thereby killing thousands of people.
You can't beat me, Oliver. Yes, you're younger, and you're faster, yet you always seem to come up short against me. Want to know why? Because you don't know, in your heart, what you're fighting for.
The tension brought by this season's finale was unmatched and truly defined what the series calls a hero.
I'm not a boss. I got my gun.
I guess it's up to me to do the dismantling.
In the end, the destruction Oliver fought so hard to avoid was inevitable, and the aftermath didn't only result in the loss of half the city, but the life of his best friend Tommy as well.
Tommy! Please! Someone help me!
Do you agree with our list?
And we need everyone to see that.
How are we going to do that?
We throw a party.
What Arrow episode did you like best? For more top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Thank you.
Go. Coffee?